So we've seen how we can take our Microsoft project and ask it to print the Gantt chart or the tracking Gantt or any number of our Gantt charts, the detailed Gantt, for example, with any choice of tables that we want. We are totally in charge. The bit that we didn't explore was the ability to add headers and footers to that printed Gantt chart. So if we go back to File and Print using the My Kitchen working file into the page setup, then we'll see our two sections, header and footer. Now, effectively, they both work the same. It's just that the header controls the upper half of the document and the footer controls the lower half of the document. Let's start with the header. There is a left section or a center section and a right section. So if you imagine across the top of your Gantt chart here is roughly equally divided three sections, the left, the center and the right. And we can put information into any or all of those. You simply click into the section that you would like to add something, and if it's a piece of text, you type it. So I could type on the left-hand side, Guy's Great Kitchen. And if I say OK, I see that it will appear here at the top left-hand side. So that's header on the left. I don't physically need to type something into each of the sections. I can add a specifically built-in field. And there are a number of fields already here. This one is for formatting, but the others are fields. This one inserts the page number. This inserts the number of pages. This one inserts the current date, so the date that you print the Gantt chart, then the time, then the file name, and then the last one is for inserting a picture. So I could insert a corporate logo into one of the 6 sections, the left, the middle, or the right of the header, the left, the middle, or the right of the footer. Notice page 1 is already in the footer. So I look at the footer section in the center. It says page and page. This ampersand page is what you get when you choose this option here, which is to insert the page number. So if I go to the header on the right and just insert the page, that's where we get ampersand page. And that means the page number will appear there. If we want something in front of the page number, like a P or the word page or PG, so I might put PG, for example, PG stop and the space, then you can see in the preview I'm going to get PG1 on the first page, PG2 on the second, etc., etc. It may be that I would wish to stick one of the project fields in, and there's a drop list here. I can choose a lot of any of the information that's already built in, or I can insert one of the general fields. You can see here, pretty much we're covering these options, page number, total page options. Then we have some clever little fields, project title. I typed Guy's Great Kitchen here. If instead I use the project title, it means I could change the project title and it would update the header for me. So if I go back to the left of the header, delete Guy's Great Kitchen, and instead choose the field project title and then add, that will appear here as ampersand project title, and you can see in the preview it says My Kitchen. Now you're going to have a good memory because it was a long time ago that we covered how to set up the project title and the manager, because those informations are already here as well, company name, manager name. So let's go project title, stop, and then follow that with the manager name, add. And you can see it says Gavin Headroom. So they will appear on the top left of every single header. If I say OK, see that they appear there. Now, if you recall, where to change that information is back at File, Project Information, Advanced Properties, and that's how we got at the title, the author, the manager, and the company. And those fields are then available to you in the header and or the footer of your Gantt charts. So if I change the manager from Gavin Headroom to Jane Barnes, OK, go back to print, and I can see, if I zoom in a little bit, the top left-hand side now says Jane Barnes because she's now the project manager. So the header and the footer are completely controllable by you, by the placement of any of the clever general fields or any of the project fields into the left, the center, or the right of your header or of your footer. One thing I do quite like, certainly when printing, perhaps here on the right, is the file name and path add. You can see it says ampersand file name and path, and then that will give me a long path. So if I need to find the file again and I've forgotten, I actually have the path now printed on the physical Gantt chart. Now you can control the formatting to some degree. If I highlight that and go to A, I can actually reduce that font size perhaps, because it's not important information, it's just the file path, and that will now be in 8 points down the bottom left hand side when I say OK. So you'll see you've got it in very thin, very small writing, still legible, and it will give me a clue as to where to find this project, should I need to find it again. So we're in page setup, header, footer, controlling the top and the bottom of every page of your printable Gantt chart. Now, I did say that we're also going to look at how to create a PDF. Now, there are two ways. One is you have a PDF creator already installed on your machine, and you would simply choose that as your printer from here. If you don't, it's not a problem, because Microsoft Project 2016 has PDF creation built in. We simply go to Export, create a PDF/XPS document, and then choose Create PDF. Now, when you're creating the PDF, I'm going to call mine My Kitchen Print. Okay, you're effectively going to create a PDF copy of exactly what you can see when you're printing. I have the same options here for a date range. Well, let's stay with all, and I can keep the document properties and documents showing any markup. I don't really need those, but they do stay in the document, so I'll leave the document properties there. And then OK, and the PDF is then created. If I want to see the PDF, I would then need to go to my working file, My Kitchen Print, and open that file. And we can see it's exactly the same as if I were printing to a piece of paper. It's got the same footer there, page number, PG up there. It's 6 pages, which it had in the preview, if you recall, and I can go through each of the pages, see what I'm getting. But now I have an electronic copy. That electronic copy I can now email to other people. So I'm saving paper, much more up to date, because I can recreate the PDF in a second and send that around again. So rather than send somebody the full Microsoft project, which will allow them to make changes and edits, I just send them a PDF copy of the Gantt chart. So everything we've covered in printing, the setup, page setup, the zooming, the columns, hiding the columns, etc., then applies to the creation of the PDF anyway. So effectively, you're creating a document to print, and you simply create an electronic copy in the form of a PDF. So that's File, Export, Create PDF, hit the button, give it a sensible file name, and you've got yourself an electronic copy.